Business as usual. Can't get through this way.
What are you contemplating here?
Huh?
Okay. What's up YouTube and welcome to Viktor Vi Combo. Basically an almost mono Piltover and Zaun deck only splashing one copy of Atrocity for some additional lethality and finishing power. And this is probably the first time that a mono PNZ deck is really high-end competitive. A bunch of players have played this all the way up to the front page of Masters Ladder on different regions. Shout out here to Brazilian tournament legend 4LW who I think built this exact version of this deck and popularized it, posted it on Twitter. And this is surely a fun one because it's a nice mixture of going wide and swarming the board, so basically an aggressive strategy, but also having those big hitters with the augment keywords. Ballistic bot, nyandroid, Viktor, and Vi with like something close to an augment. So the core idea is lots of cheap card generation. We have cards like Poro Cannon, putting Daring Poros in our hand. We have ignitions from Ballistic bot. We have some great discard fodder and Flame Chompers that we can cycle with Zaunite Urchin. So a lot of early game cards. We can copy them further with iterative improvement. And of course, all of those generated cards will buff our big hitters. They will buff nyandroid, Ballistic bot, Viktor, and Vi. And ideally, we will make these units elusive for one big attack, either through ambush, and it is very easy to activate the add 2+ cards to your hand this round, or the long forgotten Sump Snipe Scavenger, putting a free Sumpworks Map into your hand, which of course also synergizes with Augment. It also counts towards Viktor's level up. For some flexibility, we also play Mystic Shot and some fumes, so some removal that can also sometimes be used as burn. And ferros financier can sometimes just pull ridiculous things. Progress Day if we run out of value. Something like Glorious Evolution can be good for closing out games. Harrowing can be insane. And then we have the big SI spells like Vengeance, Dawning Shadow, Ruination if we need some real big unit removal. So this list is definitely very meta dependent. It does get countered quite a bit by cards like Quicksand, Hush, as well as Freezes, Mini Morphs, and Stuns and the likes. Nonetheless, you can somewhat play around it because you'll often have 2 or 3 of these big hitters on the board and our opponent can't take care of all of them. And you can still just Atrocity in case your unit gets stopped temporarily. Nonetheless, definitely meta dependent, but whenever you run into decks that do not have a lot of those answers, this deck will be very strong. And the interesting thing is it's not even that bad against aggro because we play a very low curve, right? We technically play 6 1-drops, we play 9 2-drops, we'll have plenty of blockers. For our opponent's small stuff, we play some removal in case they open attack, and burn decks will often be unable to interact with our big hitters. Therefore, a neat and very creative list. I've had a lot of fun with it and a lot of good games that I also want to share with you. Okay, it's the Fizz pile. Good to have elusive blockers here. What else do we do though? I think I like having ambush. I'm not sure about iterative. They might run Cat Maidens, they may not. It's 2 Atro, 2 many. I don't think it's necessary. Like, Atro is not even that great in the current meta because of so many Quicksands, Freezes, Mini Morph type of cards, Hush, Will. They play Pokestick. That's fine. At least Pokestick slows them down as well. Valuable mana that would have to be expended. Okay, not even swinging. How about Ballistic bot open attack? I can't help but feel like that's trolling. Nyandroid on the other hand. what we could do here is not play the ignition so that Viktor also gets the augment buff next turn. Downside is Fizz open attack and they have some way of buffing his HP. So I think I like ignition after all. And take some damage here. Oof. Concoller just stings. Ah, how I missed it. How I have missed the glory days of Conchologist. Let's take the 4. Like, the other line is sub-snipe and block, but it's not worth it, is it? Ambush for the block. And then I could zaunite, discard ignition. I think it's just an extra Viktor keyword here.
Join the glorious evolution. The flashbacks will bow great measure. Can you improve perfection? Electroplating completed.
Heh 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 heh. I think we're just gonna push for nice for a quick Viktor level up. We play Sump Snipe, and Sump Snipe probably scavenges herself or himself, themselves. Ignition. Next turn we iterate Sump Snipe, so we have all we need is a bunch of elusives, and we kind of can't lose, right? Sure. I still think it's ignition. Like, I could pass, see if my opponent taps like to 0 mana and then surprise them with a death ray. Bit of a cheesy line of play, we don't have to take it. Could attack. But then we lose the iterative target, doesn't really make sense neither. Ooh. Give more elusives.
Can't get through this way.
I mean, with another Viktor in hand, I don't really mind losing this one. Can I just say it's lovely seeing Viktor become meta? I don't think I fully agree. I don't like cards that depend on random keyword generation being meta. And yes, I'm mainly aiming at Pantheon, but Viktor is like a similar type of RNG that you can't really plan for. Yeah. Okay. I'm kind of surprised our opponent's taking these trades, but I guess they didn't really invest much yet. This looks like Viktor into Zaunite discarding this.
Flesh is a weakness we must shed.
Let's see if this still doesn't work, right? Yeah.
Genius.
Here's some interesting. We have like 4 elusive enablers here. That's pretty crazy. But the only way for us to really lose right now is our opponent like overwhelming a double attack thing. Papercraft. Okay, let's look for more elusive first. Scout, let's go. Thing is, he needs something like quick attack, something protective. I think we can attack with him right now. Probably even ambush. The deck doesn't have that many attack buffs. Oh, it was Flame Spitter though. That's a tricky one. I don't really want to sack Viktor here, right? What could I do? Mystic Shot Librarian? Very high chance of going through. Okay. Aim Spitter out makes the Viktor attack slightly better. Unless they Rainbow Fish right now, okay. In which case, Sump Snipe. Okay, so we want to block with both of these, so I think the Sumpworks Map actually goes on the Scavenger for now. Because we know that we can get another map for Viktor later on. I'm not 100% sure on the Mystic Shot, but I think it felt fine.
We don't need topsiders.
Realize your potential.
And it's kind of hard to outvalue an attached deck. These units are infinite value against decks that cannot deal with them. It's crazy. Just by design. Yeah, I think we just spam more keywords.
Genius in action. No materials, no improvements.
Fair. Like, we don't really have anything we want to cycle right now, which is a bit annoying. We really need quick attack on Viktor. Could also just offer to trade Viktor into Fist, and Papercraft doesn't have a great target anymore. How do we do this? I'm pretty sure it's ambush block with Zaunite. We'll probably financier, look if we find something useful. Huh. Is Harrowing good? Or is it just glorious? I'm not quite sure about this one. Like, Harrowing doesn't really give us anything that provides high value. Maps, that's true. Uh-oh. Dodged a bullet right there.
Another brilliant design.
We play Baboon for 0, Cycle for 0. Play this for 1. Can kind of vomit our whole hand onto the board. We can even buff the challenger to a point where it can contest Fizz, I think. The unit we most want to buff is Chomper, so we try to get it out as quickly as possible. But we also, like, we have to discard it, right? Does it get the Augment in that case? For science? It does not. Okay. Poros are good. That blows. We'll just go for the Elusive though, right? Discard the Hex Core.
Genius in action. Genius.
So we trade in Viktor first. Can't kill him this turn, can we? This is just a 2-1, so... I guess that's a 4-2 blocker. Oh! Oh, I have the game sounds too quiet. Rip. Big rip. I think the play would have been swing with Viktor. And then replay Sump Snipe and map Sump Snipe and full swing probably. Death Ray. Death Ray is low-key decent. Ah, that sucks though. Oh, quick attack though, never mind. Does it make more sense to ambush block? Not necessarily, right? Ambush represents a lot of damage. I get spell sheet again? I think so. I think Death Ray and Conchologist is decent. The idea is basically that all of these units are starting to get really scary. And if we remove our opponent's jump blockers, their elusive units are gonna have to block eventually. Snipe first. I think I wanted to see which other unit I draw first. Doesn't really matter if this is 5 or 6 attack, I think. Like, it always trades into these anyway. Progress day! These are awful. I mean, Dawning Shadow, I guess, is interesting because then our opponent has to jump block, but they don't trade, right? Could also try to contest Fizz, but it looks like trolling. Fated. How scared am I of Hush? Hush takes this to 3 attack, so I think I want to play Dawning Shadow first. I don't really want to ambush pre-combat, because my opponent can Hush Viktor and then he's a 3-5, he can block with Fizz and Fizz survives. If they Hush and try to block with Fizz, and I then ambush, he's at 5 attack again and Fizz is dead. Ah, that's annoying. Yeah, but pre-ambush is still like... Ah, there's some upside to it, I suppose. Wait, it saves you? All the keywords are gone if he gets hushed. I mean, I guess he's fearsome. He can only get blocked by one of these two. Forgot about that. When I pre-ambush, Hush. Well, both Hush and Viktor having fearsome right now. I'm pretty sure we just yeet it in. Here's some fearsome. Pokey stick, I guess. It's fine. Like right now we have 3 like elusives, like semi-elusive units. This one because of fearsome. Could have played some snipe pre-combat, but like we don't have to risk it. Okay, we know our opponent's hand. Yeah, I guess we can play this.
But there's so much cool stuff in the sump.
Oh, that feels so good. They even found the 3rd Fizz. could literally read their hand.
Progress brought to life.
Okay, Rally is almost mono ready. That's true, that's true. Oh man, I need to get up to date to like with meta staple list. I'm not sure how many copies of Flash Freeze this plays. Okay. I think we mulligan everything away for Ballistic, Bot and Vi and Viktor. Like, Zaunite is not good without discard fodder. Or we could play it as a tempo 1 drop. Not horrible. I guess Zaunite could have been a keep. Oh, let's go. That is so much better. Ooh. Do we iterate bot or Nyan Cat? Iterate bot, play it. Next turn Nyan Cat 1 ignition. Nah, I think it's Cat ignition. Next turn, like ignition archivist maybe? Archivist finding Poro Cannon would be really good. Okay, avalanche setup. Or like ravine setup. Missed the attack, I suppose. Wow. What a ghetto draw. I'm not sure if it's Viktor though. Oh, we could just curve, right? Viktor into Vi. We lose the chance for iterative. We're a bit short on spell mana. I think it's just Viktor. Like the thing is, like, ravines and avalanches for my opponent are really good right now. Do I think bot needs a nerf? No. If bot gets nerfed, PNC doesn't have much left, if that makes sense. Okay, in this case we full swing, even though we give our opponent a slightly better, like, avalanche or ravine. Huh? Well, Fury keywords make me kind of change my mind. I guess they're not really playing for AoE removal. Now it gets interesting. Would go iterate another Nyan Cat. Iterate bot, ignition, hex core. Just double AoE, isn't it? Can we flip Viktor here ever? Archivist, Poro Cannon, Poro. Ah, hex core were one off. No point in playing Vi, unfortunately. How do we do this? Just pass? Pass seems bad though. The question is just whether or not our opponent has a second form of AoE. In which case Vi is really good. Actually it is Vi, because if our opponent plays second AoE, right? They kill their only blocker. In which case we can lead off with hex core. Play Viktor spell? Well, there's an upside to not playing the Viktor spell first, and that is if we iterate copy the Nyan Cat, in case they don't have second removal, right? Then we get +1 augment damage on the second cat as well. Double Vault Breaker, we can push 16. 14 rather. Sucks a bit to lose the cat here, but we can also just copy a bot. Like, the Elusive is not very important right now because we have so many attackers that our opponent can't block off all of them anyway. Okay, now it gets fun. Like, Filter Rush wouldn't even be much of a punish. Still think open is better. GG. We're not quite there yet, but we're close. No reason to burst past no more. Easy spell shield roll. Rest and pepperonis! I mean... kinda respect my opponent going for it, but it was probably a misplay. GG either way. The one-off Atro, they never see it coming. And Nosferatu. Long time no see. Alright, against aggro we always keep 1-drops. I feel like Archivist could be really good. If we whiff on the 2-drop, Archivist can still find Mystic Shot or Poro Cannon. The Lobster who's the highest mastery champ on my LoR account. Ooh, I'd have to double check, I'm not even sure. Like, Ambush can be a good card to outrace our opponent. But I think in the early game we mostly look for reactive cards and cheap units. Another 1-drop.
No one's
Damn.
the wiser. In range, I've got us covered. I'm innocent.
Damn it, indeed. I look for Poro Cannon, I guess. Unlucky. I pick Ambush because it doesn't give my opponent relevant info. Whereas if I would pick some fumes, they would know we will soon draw removal. Oof. Well, the good thing is once we take control of this board, we're fine. Yeah, I think it's this into Vi, taking out the Corsair or something. And then, like, we should be somewhat stable here. Our opponent needs quite a lot of burn here to reach. Ooh, that sucks for us. Sad thing is, we know one of our next draws is going to be a break because it will be ambush. I'm not sure if they still play Make It Rain. Fervor. So we have to assume this is another Fervor. We'll tank 3 more here. They have a Fervor, so 1 more. Actually, we can only tank 2 here, because otherwise 1 more Decimate and we're dead. It's probably worth it. Levels Vi as well.
Someone's gonna pay.
This activates Ambush.
There's the 1-2 punch.
Probably forces another fervor here out of our opponent.
Atrocity in a mono PNZ deck? Unfollowed.
I still take your prime though, even if you're not following. Thank you for the 22 months. Okay, so there's 1 fervor left and 3 decimates. What else can our opponent have? Imperial Demos, Direct Nexus Burn, and of course Gangplank or thingy thing. Wait, can we lethal here? Only push 13. I think I'd rather play Viktor to have fumes activated. And just a wider board full of blockers. Like, we can't really draw burn outside of Atrocity that would finish our opponent. I think I'd rather use Challenger to take out Crackshot Corsair, save 1 more HP that way. Guess my name's still that emote, I just never changed it, man. I'm too lazy to take care of my own 7 TV emotes. Looks good. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have swung with Viktor. Now I won't have some fumes activated. So in case my opponent plays Imperial Demolitionist, I can't stop it. I can this turn, I can't next turn. Is this my usual stream time now? No, not at all. Not even close to my usual stream time. I actually am going to Vienna this weekend. That was quite necessary. But yeah. So... God damn it. Going there for like an internship. I already found a place to stay. I hope the internet connection will be good. I'm also gonna go there with my laptop only, so I'm not quite sure like what content production is gonna look like there for the next couple of weeks. Or if I even have the chance to do it. But I try. I for sure try. Bullets. I don't think Caitlyn shoots bullets though, right? She shoots some other weird stuff. What is this even? Like, what is this supposed to be? Some steampunk nonsense? A glaive? A pimped glaive? Why does she look so different here? And then she does in her card art. And then again, then she does in Arcane. So many questions. So little answers. Would Y be too strong if her text was similar to Rex size?
Witness perfection, meatbags.
No, not... I don't know. It wouldn't be a huge buff, but I don't think she needs a buff, if that makes sense. Like, Vi is kind of fine right now.
Perfection.
Exalt me like the god I am! Now!
Yeah, that's too much damage to pass up on. 1 mana, deal a potential 3. Yeah, let's go. Good start.
Safety disengaged.
Ooh, oh. Don't flock me, bruh. Don't do it. I don't have a blocker right now. I think I just delay Viktor. And again, my opponent can't really stop Viktor this turn. But I could also like Boom Baboon, Urchin, discard, Ignition. Next turn, Viktor, Ignition. I think that looks better. A much more tempo. Plays into Static Shock, I suppose. Also kind of plays into the traps. I'm getting more and more likely to draw a trap, right? Any good counters for Zed? Mystic Shot. Piltover Peacemaker. That's sad. Zed isn't good right now. There's too much removal. Quicksand. Hush.
Anything else?
Hey, dodging traps like Neo in the Matrix, I swear. I think we saved the one spam and I'm surely gonna come in handy later.
System upgrade.
Still no traps. Yeah, I don't know. Static Shock very much nullifies this attack. I'm inclined to play Viktor here. My opponent's Tri-Beam is still small. It's not too much punishment for development. I mean, more sentries, but it's... Okay. Bot. Interesting. Mystic Shot on the stack? Nah.
Improve perfection. Energy core upgrade.
Okay. Small unit.
Not here, not now.
Okay. So no Static Shock in hand, and our opponent seems to not have very high confidence in their traps. I mean, it makes sense for my opponent to block these off. The question is... Ignition or not. We'll have 5+2. If we don't ignite, we'll have fumes plus Viktor mana. I think I like that more.
Primed and ready.
I mean, fumes, Viktor, and ignition. Okay.
We made it.
Goodbye, Vi.
Hey, but our stuff did it.
It's still Viktor, though. Probably Viktor, Mystic Shot.
Steel and science.
Really?
What? 2 mana Thermal Beam? Which removal spell do you want to play here? Mystic Shot makes no sense.
Genius. No materials, no improvements.
Fated. Okay, so setting up either something like another Mystic Shot or Peacemaker, Scorched Earth. Play this while I still can.
Design.
Another Mystic Shot it is. Okay. So both of us are starting to run low on value.
Same calling card from our other case.
I'm wondering if it's better to play Scavenger this turn. Most likely my opponent can't stop me from hitting for 4. And I do lose the Mystic Shot, but I do get the extra value from the attack token, basically, just by using it. So I can opt to either kill a 2/2 for 2 mana, or I can go for Nexus damage and tempo development. I think I like this more. Because even if Scavenger gets removed, we still... Yeah, it's actually... Yeah, only Thermal Beam removes at this point, right?
No one knows these streets like me. This way. We don't need topsiders.
I think this is one of those spots where a lot of beginners don't really understand. Like, they think, oh my goodness, I have a fleeting Mystic Shot, I have to use it, or I waste value, right? I waste a card. But people often underestimate the value of using the attack token. Like, if we do use the Mystic Shot here, we don't attack anymore, so we basically waste the attack token instead of wasting the Mystic Shot. Then the question is, like, what makes more sense? What holds more value? Okay, that's not good. How do I activate Ambush? Kinda want to open attack next round. Maybe I just don't activate Ambush. Maybe I just play it this turn and just use this for +2 attack. That's the list from last stream. Yes.
A missing piece? See you never.
Yeah, I like going for the open attack.
Just needs a little love.
Okay, down to 2 cards in hand. Surprised my opponent used Flock right there. I'll just use it right now.
2 lefts, then a right.
As long as it's still free. Not that it makes, like, it doesn't matter a lot. Poro Cannon would be a sick top deck. Iterative improvement is good. Ooh. Like developing, I think. Yes, Beam. Well, if he has Beam, we, like, they remove one Elusive, we get one Elusive by playing Viktor. Chances that he's running Get Excited. Noxus PNZ doesn't run Get Excited anymore. They're not playing the discard package anymore. We already saw 2 Mystic Shots. Okay, so this gets pinged. This is probably toast. The thing is, even if our opponent rolls an Elusive unit, we still have Chompers to get rid of them, right? We can also roll something like... I mean, only Elusive matters here, to be honest. Yeah, this doesn't really matter. It does give 1 damage, but the 1 damage won't matter, right? Okay, I think we got this. I'm not sure which card saves them here. Against 11. Elusive damage. Let's go. GG.
A vision of progress brought to life.